Okay. Good morning, dears. Let's continue our discussion again on amines. In the last class, we discussed the classification as well as the nature of the bonding with respect to amines. Once again, I wish to glance amines are the derivative forms of ammonia obtained by the replacement of two or more hydrogen atoms present in ammonia either by alkyl group or aryl group. It is again classified into primary, secondary and tertiary depending upon the number of hydrogen atom replacement in the ammonia. Followed by in nature, already we know its classes. Ammonia and its derivatives are Lewis base because it has the capacity to donate a pair of electrons to the Lewis acids. Therefore, it is said to be a Lewis base and it exhibits a quite lower bond angle when compared to that of the expected one due to lone pair repulsion than that of the lone pair bond pair according to VSEPR theory. The geometry as well as the bond angle get destructed when compared to the expected one. That's already we know under nature of the bonding. Now let's move on to the third concept. What we have under amines is a nomenclature. So how the amines are going to name? If a particular compound of amine is given, for example, if I consider CH3 NH2, the primary first member of primary amine, methane amine, how to name this particular compound ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನ ನಾವು ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಡೋಕೆ nomenclature ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಕರೀತೀವಿ. In nomenclature there are two categories. One is common name and the one is IUPAC name. Already in a first PUC we knew about this common names and IUPAC names. Like this, there are two categories we have: International Union of Pure and Applied Chemistry, common name and IUPAC name. There are two methods we have in order to name a particular compound. Common names are usually obtained either by the source of origin or by the discoverer or just by the presence of alkyl group. Either by the source of origin, for example, in our elements we have europium, gadolinium, dysprosium, mendelevium, like that. So yaar discover ಮಾಡಿರ್ತಾರೋ ಅವರು ನೇಮ್ ಅನ್ನು ಪ್ರೊವೈಡ್ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತಾರೆ or either by the source of origin ಎಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಆ ಕಾಂಪೌಂಡ್ ಅನ್ನು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತೀವೋ ಆ ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ acetone, aromatic compounds, since the compounds are aroma in nature ಅಂದ್ರೆ smelling nature ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ, like that either by the source or by the original as well as or by the alkyl group present in the compound. Alkyl chain ಯಾವ್ದಿರುತ್ತೋ simply ಅದರ ಬೇಸಿಸ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಕಾಮನ್ ನೇಮ್ ಅನ್ನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಹೋಗ್ತೀವಿ. Whereas IUPAC nomenclature means it has certain rules that we know. Selection of long chain, numbering should be start from that time at which the functional group should having least number. We have to name our compounds according to alphabetical rule only, right? So the compound with the more reactive one, which having the highest priority should be act like a suffix, and which is the less reactive should act as a prefix. Like that, there are so many rules and regulations already we discussed under the IUPAC nomenclature. Coming to this particular amines, common name and IUPAC names are not much more differs, only a slight variation. If you want, you can observe here. See, common name and IUPAC name ಎರಡರಲ್ಲೂ ನಾವು ಈ ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಕಾಂಪೌಂಡ್ ಅನ್ನು how to name ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಡ್ತೀವಿ. Commonly it is known as methyl amine. Methyl amine ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಕರೀತೀವಿ. Whereas in case of IUPAC nomenclature, methane amine ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಕರೀತಾರೆ. In both the cases, in common name as well as in IUPAC name, we have to add amine as a suffix here. Suffix ಆಗಿ ನಾವು ಏನು ಆಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ? AMINE. Amine should be added as a suffix while writing the name according to IUPAC or according to common name. Since this functional group is known as amine functional group, amine ಅನ್ನೋ suffix ಅನ್ನು add ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. After the root word we have to add amine as a suffix by the replacement of e. Since the total number of carbon atom present in the molecule is only one represents meth, and since there is a presence of single bond, not it's a saturated compound, therefore ane should be added as a primary suffix. Instead of e, we have to replace that e. Instead of this e, we have to replace amine as a suffix. Therefore, the name of this compound becomes a methane amine. According to IUPAC, the name is represented as a methane amine. Commonly, we can say methyl amine ಅಂತ ಕೂಡ ಕರೀಬಹುದು. Common names ಅಲ್ಲಿ methane into methyl ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಕರೀತೀವಿ ಅಷ್ಟೇ. There is no much more difference in the common name and IUPAC name with respect to amine. Only the thing is, by following all other rules what we have in IUPAC, you have to add suffix as a amine instead of e na replace ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಏನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು suffix amine ಅನ್ನು add ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಹೋಗಬೇಕು. This is about IUPAC nomenclature of amines. Let's have some examples how to nomenclate a particular compounds and instead examples na provide ಮಾಡ್ತಾ I wish to clarify the remaining rules and the regulations. Come to now CH3 CH2 NH2. Second example, in this first you have to, in any of the IUPAC nomenclature, one should first concentrate or one should first pick up the root word. Root word is total number of long chain containing carbon and choose ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. Here total number of carbon atoms are 2. 2 means eth. In a chemistry language, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is regarded as with, eth, prop, butane, hex, etc. So that since 2 carbon atoms are there, we have to choose it as a eth. Since single bond is there, therefore ane should be mentioned. So this is ethane. In ethane, one e, last e should be replaced by NH2. Why? Because it is a amine group ಆಗಿರೋದ್ರಿಂದ last e replaced by amine. So that what happens? Since it is understood that no need to write the position of the amine, we have to number like this one, in which such a manner the functional group should having a least number. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಈ ಕಡೆಯಿಂದ ನಂಬರ್ ಅನ್ನು ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ. Therefore the name becomes ethane amine ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಆಯ್ತು. Clear? Next, if I want to consider one more example like this, CH3 CH2. Let me take this also. So here, total number of carbon atoms. Total number of carbon atoms. Selection of long chain is very important. 1, 2. ಇಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಏನು ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ 1, 2, 3. ಈ ಕಡೆ 1, 2, 3. So the long chain is will be 3. 3 means prop. Single bond is present. Therefore it is A. Propane. In propane, at carbon number second position. He goes to bರುತ್ತೆ, he goes to bರುತ್ತೆ. At carbon number second position we have amine group. So simply you can write 2 amine. Or 2 propane amine is also right. 2 propane 2 amine is also right. So this is what? This is the name of, sorry, this is the hex. This is what? The name of particular compound. Okay. Next, if I choose this as an example, CH3 as an example, then what happens? 3 methyl groups are attached to the carbon atom. So here total number of long chain 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, again 1, 2, 3. So selection of long chain having 3 carbon again. Therefore the root word becomes prop. Single bond is there. Therefore it is ane again. At carbon number second position, amine group is there. So at carbon number second we have amine. What is the remaining number? Again at the carbon number second we have one more substitute. One more substitute there. That substitution should act like a prefix. So that we have to mention 2-methyl. 2-methyl as a prefix. 2-methyl propane 2-amine is the name of this compound. Clear? Selection of long chain. The functional group should having the least number. If other than long chain any substitutes are present, it acts like a prefix. Whereas our amine acts like a suffix. So in order to represent amine as well as position, you have to indicate it by using amine as a suffix. Okay. Next, I will take one more example. CH2 NH2 NH2. Try to make this compound now. Here you have to select a long chain first. No, don't worry about other things. First your rule is to select the long chain. You have to pick up the root word. Clear? Here the root word is 2 carbon atoms are there. Therefore we have to take it as a eth. Since single bond is present, so we have to represent it as a ane. If ane is our root word. What is remaining? ಏನನ್ನ ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀವಿ ಯೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡಿ. here ಇಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಬಂದು 1 and 2 position ಅಲ್ಲಿ we have 2 amines group. ಈ ಕಡೆ ನಾನು ಏನು ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ಕೂಡ we have 2 amines group. So that ಇಲ್ಲಿ 2 amine group ಇದೆ. 2 amine ಅನ್ನು ಹೇಗೆ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು? diamine ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಕರೀತೀವಿ. So that ಯಾವ position ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದೆ ಅದೆರಡು? at carbon number 1 as well as carbon number 2. Right? 1 and 2. 1, 2 diamine. ಎಷ್ಟು amines ಇದೆ? 2 amines ಇದೆ. So that ಏನಾಯ್ತು? compound name 1, 2 ethane diamine or ethane 1,2 diamine is the name of this compound. both 1 and 1 comma 2 diamine is the name of this compound. Clear? I will take one more different kind of example here. CH3 NH CH2 CH3. This is an example for secondary amine, right? This is the primary amines, but this is an example for secondary amine. Here on nitrogen atom we have two substituents, two carbon atoms chain ಇದೆ. ಈ ಕಡೆ ಒಂದು carbon chain ಇದೆ, ಈ ಕಡೆ ಒಂದು carbon chain ಇದೆ. That means in such cases we have to take a long chain containing carbon as a root word. Root word ಅನ್ನು long chain containing carbon ಅನ್ನು ತಗೋಬೇಕು. So here we have only one carbon, here we have two carbon atoms. So that the root word is eth. No doubt in that. The root word is eth. Single bond is there, therefore it is an N. Ethane. And followed. This is ethane. This is amine. Amine is at the first position, so that it is ethane, amine only. What is remaining? Ethane, amine ಅನ್ನು name ಮಾಡಿ ಆಗೋಯ್ತು. So what is remaining? Remaining is a methyl group. Methyl group ಎಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಅಟ್ಯಾಚ್ ಆಗಿದೆ? Amines ಗೆ ಅಟ್ಯಾಚ್ ಆಗಿದೆ. The nitrogen present in the amine function group is attached by methyl group. Therefore, ಈಗ ನಾವು ಮೆನ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ we have to indicate the position. 1 2 3 4 ಅಂತ indicate ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕಲ್ಲ. Since methyl group is attached to amine functional group, we have to indicate capital N. Capital N represents N-methyl ಅಂತ ಬರೆದ್ರೆ ನಾವು this capital N represents that methyl group is attached to NH. amine group ಗೆ ಅಟ್ಯಾಚ್ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನ ಇಂಡಿಕೇಶನ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. So that it is N-methyl. N-methyl ethane amine is the name of this compound. Clear it is? So that ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? N ಅಂದ್ರೆ amine group ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುವಂತಹ ನೈಟ್ರೋಜನ್ ಮೇಲೆ methyl group ಅಟ್ಯಾಚ್ ಆಗಿದೆ. Followed by ಅದರ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ethane amine group ಕೂಡ root word with the suffix ಇದೆ ಅನ್ನೋ ಮೀನಿಂಗ್ ಅನ್ನು ಕೊಡುತ್ತೆ. So that if on nitrogen atom two substituents are present, first you have to check it out which carbon length is high. So that should be your root word, followed by suffix already will mention, and then followed by on nitrogen atom if any substituents are present, you have to mention with respect to using capital N. Capital N methyl ethane amine is the name of this compound. Clear it is? Okay. If it is clear, next I wish to take one more example. Here N CH3 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 C2H5. Try to name this compound now. Here nitrogen I wish to remove one CH3. Let me take, don't complicate. ಅದು quaternary amines ಆಗುತ್ತದೆ. So there is an indication of positive sign. Let me take this only. So this is an example for tertiary amine. In this tertiary amine, see 3 carbon chains are there. All the 3 carbon chains are attached to nitrogen only. Here we have to select what? A root word. Root word should contain a long chain of carbon atom having a maximum number of carbon. Therefore this is 1. Here also it is 1. Here it is 2. 2 means if we have to choose. Since it has a single bond, in or ethane we have amine, nitrogen is there, therefore it is ethane amine. So ಇದನ್ನ ನಾವು ನೇಮ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಆಯಿತು. Clear? Ethane amine ಅನ್ನು ನೇಮ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಆಯಿತು. At carbon number we have ethane amine. What about these two? ಈ ಎರಡು ಗ್ರೂಪ್ ನ ಏನಂತ ಕರೀತೀವಿ? methyl group ಅಂತ ಕರೀತೀವಿ. ಎಷ್ಟು methyl groups ಇದೆ? 2 methyl groups ಇದೆ. 2 methyl groups ಎಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಅಟ್ಯಾಚ್ ಆಗಿದೆ? ನೈಟ್ರೋಜನ್ ಗೆ ಅಟ್ಯಾಚ್ ಆಗಿದೆ. So amine nitrogen ಗೆ ಅಟ್ಯಾಚ್ ಆಗಿದೆ. So that how many methyl groups we have? 2 methyl groups. 2 methyl groups ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ it is nothing but dimethyl, right? ಎರಡು methyl groups ಇದೆ. ಎಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಅಟ್ಯಾಚ್ ಆಗಿದೆ? ಒಂದು methyl group ಒಂದು ಕ್ಯಾಪಿಟಲ್ N ಗೆ ಅಟ್ಯಾಚ್ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಇನ್ನೊಂದು methyl group ಕೂಡ ಕ್ಯಾಪಿಟಲ್ N ಗೆ ಅಟ್ಯಾಚ್ ಆಗಿದೆ. So that while writing, if you use dimethyl, no problem, but you have to mention the positions. N, N dimethyl ethane amine ಅಂತಲೇ ಬರೀಬೇಕು. Only single N ಬರಬೇಕು. Single one N ಬರಬೇಕು. dimethyl ethane amine ಅನ್ನೋದು wrong ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. We have to indicate the position of each methyl group with respect. Therefore, the name becomes N, N dimethyl ethane amine ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಕರೀತಾರೆ. Understanding, children? So now let me complicate now. C2H5. 7 N ಅನ್ನು ನಾವು represent ಮಾಡಿ ಆಯ್ತು. What is remaining? Remaining ethyl substitution as well as methyl substitution is remaining. Ethyl and methyl. Alphabetically which will comes first? Ethyl will comes first. So ethyl ಯಾವ position ಇದೆ? On nitrogen atom ಇದೆ. As well as methyl ಕೂಡ ಯಾವ position ಇದೆ? Nitrogen position ಇದೆ. ಆ nitrogen ಮೇಲೆ attach ಆಗಿದೆ. So that we have to mention how N-ethyl, next N-methyl propanamide. Clear it is. So N-ethyl, N-methyl propanamide is the name of this compound. So if the substrates are present on the nitrogen atom, you have to use capital N with the hyphen in order to indicate the position. Clear? Now, if NH2 group is directly attached to benzene, then what happens? NH2 primary amine, aromatic amine directly attached to benzene, and it has a common name, a specific important name. Note this, very important, aniline. The name of this compound is C6H5NH2. C6H5NH2 is famous by its name called aniline. In general, ella kadelu navu aniline antane kariತೀವಿ. Even in any textbook it is used. IUPAC nomenclature common name ಅನ್ನು ನಾವು ತಗೊಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ. It is aniline. ಎರಡು ಕೂಡ ಒಂದು IUPAC as well as common. So C6H5NH2 is famous by its name called aniline. Remember, this is very important. And coming to next now, if I just change the compound like this, CH2NH2, then what happens? How the name will changes? Antandre again here, see, selection of long chain. Since it becomes a substitutive, benzene ke ಒಂದು ಹೆಡ್ಡಿದ್ರೆ ಏನಂತ ಹೇಳಿದೀನಿ, phenyl ಆಗ್ತದೆ. So that here the total number of carbon atom is only one. Meth carbon atom is there. Single bond. Therefore we are mentioning AN. And amine group is present. Therefore methane amine ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನ represent ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಇಷ್ಟನ್ನ ನೇಮ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಆಯ್ತು. See, this is over. At carbon number 1 we have amine, therefore methane amine is over. At carbon number 1 itself we have one more substitutive, that's nothing but phenyl. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ 1-phenyl methane amine is the name of this compound. ಇದನ್ನು ನಾವು substitutive ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಕರೀತೀವಿ. Common name of this compound is benzyl amine. Benzene ಗೆ ಒಂದು ಹೆಡ್ ಇದ್ದು ಅದರ ಮೇಲೆ CH2 ಗ್ರೂಪ್ ಇದ್ರೆ ಆ ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಕಾಂಪೌಂಡ್ ಅನ್ನ benzyl ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಕರೀತಾರೆ. And ಅದಕ್ಕೆ amine ಗ್ರೂಪ್ ಅಟ್ಯಾಚ್ ಆಗಿರೋದ್ರಿಂದ the common name is benzyl amine. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಜೊತೆಗೆ 1-phenyl methane amine ಅಂತ ಕೂಡ ಕರೀತೀವಿ. 1 ಮಾರ್ಕ್ನ ಕ್ವೆಶ್ಚನ್ IUPAC nomenclature ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಬಹುದು ಮಕ್ಕಳ. So that keep concentration. Clear? If I want to give one more example, NH2 CH2 CH double bond CH2. Then what happens? See here. Here two functional groups are present. One is amine and one is double bond. You have to check the priority order, which is more reactive, which is less reactive, like that. By comparing these two, amines are more reactive than that of ene group. Antandre double bond ginta amine groups more reactive there. Therefore, we have to number from this end only. E end inare number ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, so that the functional group should have the least number. Therefore 1 2 3 selection of long chain has 3 carbon atom. The name becomes a pro. Since it's having a double bond, at which position? Second position. Second position ಅಲ್ಲಿ double bond ಇದೆ. So pro 2 ene, last e ನ replace ಮಾಡಿ ಏನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು? 1 amine. You have to mention like this. Clear? ಎರಡು ಫಂಕ್ಷನಲ್ ಗ್ರೂಪ್ಸ್ ಇದು ಒಂದು ಪ್ರೈಮರಿ ಸಫಿಕ್ಸ್ ಆಗಿ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಸೆಕೆಂಡರಿ ಸಫಿಕ್ಸ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಯೂಶುವಲಿ A, E, I is regarded as a primary suffix. First ಅದನ್ನ ಬರೀತೀವಿ, followed by any other functional group except these ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಸೆಕೆಂಡರಿ ಸಫಿಕ್ಸ್ ಆಗಿ ಆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ. So first ನಾವು ಬರೀಬೇಕಾಗಿರೋದು ಡಬಲ್ ಬಾಂಡ್, ಸಿಂಗಲ್ ಬಾಂಡ್ along with the root word what we are mentioning, that is primary suffix. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗಿದೆ primary suffix unsaturated ಇದೆ, ಡಬಲ್ ಬಾಂಡ್ ಇದೆ. Therefore ಯಾವ ಪೊಸಿಷನ್ ಇದೆ? ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಪೊಸಿಷನ್. 3 means pro, 2 ene, 1 amine is the name of this compound. This is how we have to nomenclate amines, particularly by using amine as a suffix. Suffix agi amine anna use ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. Clear? If any case aldehyde group CH2, CH2, NH2 like this. Clear? So ಈ ತರ ಕಾಂಪೌಂಡ್ ಇದ್ರೆ here also we have two functional groups. One is amine and the one is CH2 group. ಎರಡು ಗ್ರೂಪ್ ಇದೆ. Clear? ಎರಡು ಗ್ರೂಪ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ which is more reactive? Priority order ಅಂತ ಇದೆ. ನಾನು ನಿಮಗೆ ಅದನ್ನ ಲಿಸ್ಟ್ ಅನ್ನು ಪ್ರೊವೈಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ. Which is more reactive ಅಂದ್ರೆ in one series COH carboxylic acid is more reactive than that of aldehyde, then followed by ketone, then alcohol, then amines, then followed by a double bond, then triple bond, then followed by halo compounds, nitro compounds. Like that we have a series of functional groups which is showing a different priority depending upon the reactivity order. We have a least priority order antane the least the functional groups in the least to which is more reactive, it should be placed at the top level. Yeah, less reactive to adana kelage barita hogtare. Clear? So idrinda just idana nodta idini niಮಗೆ given ಸುಮಾರು functional groups ಬರುತ್ತೆ. I will give a list of priority order. If you compare aldehyde and amine, which is more reactive? ಯಾವುದು ಟಾಪ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದೆ ಅದು more reactive. So which is more reactive now? Aldehyde is more reactive. ಹಾಗಾದ್ರೆ ಒಂದು functional group ಸಫಿಕ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದಾಗ ಆಟೋಮೆಟಿಕಲಿ ಅದರ ನೈಬರಿಂಗ್ ಫಂಕ್ಷನಲ್ ಗ್ರೂಪ್ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? ಪ್ರಿಫಿಕ್ಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್? those less reactive in nature should act as a prefix. Those functional group which acts as a more reactivity, shows more reactivity, will act as the acts comes in the suffix. So that here we have to check the root word first. Root word ಅಲ್ಲಿ prop ಇದೆ, single bond ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಏನ್ ಇದೆ, which is more reactive ಅಂತಾಗ ಗೊತ್ತಾಯ್ತು. Aldehyde is a more reactive. In order to indicate the aldehyde, we have to mention ALR. The aldehyde group presented the carbon number 1, therefore it is ALR. So propanol, ಇದನ್ನ ನೇಮ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಆಗಿದೆ ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಗೆ 1 2 3. So ಈ particular point ಅನ್ನು ನಾವು ನೇಮ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಆಗಿದೆ. What is remaining now? ಏನು ಉಳ್ಕೊಂಡಿದೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ amine group ಉಳ್ಕೊಂಡಿದೆ. ನಾವು ಎಲ್ಲೂ ಮೆನ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲ. ಇದನ್ನ ಮತ್ತೆ ನಾವು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಸಫಿಕ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮೆನ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಬರುವುದಿಲ್ಲ. ಯಾಕೆ? ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ಎರಡು ಸಫಿಕ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನು ಮೆನ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಪ್ರೈಮರಿ ಸಫಿಕ್ಸ್ ಇಸ್ a, ಸೆಕೆಂಡರಿ ಸಫಿಕ್ಸ್ ಇಸ್ r. It is over. ಹಾಗಾದ್ರೆ which is it is less reactive, therefore it should act like a prefix. Prefix ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬರಬೇಕು, ಮುಂದೆ ಬರಬೇಕು. ರೂಟ್ ವರ್ಡ್ ಗಿಂತ ಮುಂದೆ ಬರಬೇಕು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ the name of amines becomes amino. Prefix ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಆಡ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ you have to take it as a amino. Then position ಏನಿದೆ? ಥರ್ಡ್ position ಇದೆ. Therefore 3-amino-propanol is the name of this compound. Clear? So 3-amino-propanol ಅನ್ನೋದು ಇದರ ನೇಮ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. Again ಯಾವಾಗ ಡಿಪೆಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಅಪಾನ್ ದ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಟಿವಿಟಿ ಆರ್ಡರ್. ಅದೇ ಡಬಲ್ ಬಾಂಡ್ ಮತ್ತೆ ಅಮೈನ್ಸ್ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ನಾವು ಕಂಪ್ಯಾರಿಸನ್ ತಗೊಂಡಾಗ ಅಮೈನ್ಸ್ ಗೆ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಟಿವಿಟಿ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇತ್ತು. ಆಲ್ಡಿಹೈಡ್ಸ್ ಮತ್ತೆ ಅಮೈನ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನು ತಗೊಂಡಾಗ ಆಲ್ಡಿಹೈಡ್ಸ್ ಗೆ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಟಿವಿಟಿ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇದೆ. Which is more reactive should be present in the suffix area, which is less reactive should be present in the prefix area. So like keep this concepts in your mind. If wish, the nomenclature will comes in each and every topic what you have: haloalkanes, alcohols, aldehydes and ketones and amines. ಪ್ರತಿ ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ ಅಲ್ಲೂ ಕೂಡ nomenclature ಬರುತ್ತೆ. You will go on perfecting one by one. Each chapter ಅಲ್ಲೂ ಕೂಡ ಎಲ್ಲಾ ಫಂಕ್ಷನಲ್ ಗ್ರೂಪ್ ಅನ್ನು ತಗೊಂಡು ನಾನು ನಿಮಗೆ how to nomenclate ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಬರ್ತೀನಿ. It will not come just by saying the one or two video sections. First you have to perfect with the rules and regulations what is there under IUPAC nomenclature. Clear? IUPAC nomenclature ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಪರ್ಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಇದ್ರೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ರೂಲ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಡೆಫಿನೆಟ್ಲಿ ಇಂತ innumerous numbers ಅನ್ನು ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಕೂಡ you can able to name a particular compound. Just by changing the functional group you have to know what suffix and prefix should be added for particular functional group ಅನ್ನೋದು ಮಾತ್ರ ನಿಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾದರೆ ಸಾಕು. You can name innumerous compounds and keep this in mind dear children. In amines, if amine acts as the suffix you have to add it as a amine only. If amines are coming under prefix then the name becomes amino. Amino suffix ಅಲ್ಲಿದ್ರೆ amine ಅಂತಾನೆ ಬರೀರಿ. amine functional group prefix ಗೆ ಬಂದಾಗ amino ಅಂತ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಬರಿಬೇಕು. Simply that is what the rule of nomenclating a particular this type of classes amines. ಇಲ್ಲಿಗೆ nomenclature ಕೂಡ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಆಯಿತು. So after finishing classification, nomenclature as well as nature of bonding, next we will directly move towards one of the most exciting as well most important concept of amines, that is preparation of amines. So now ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನು ಹಾಕೊಂಡು ನೀವು ಪ್ರಿಪರೇಷನ್ ಮತ್ತೆ ಕೆಮಿಕಲ್ ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ಟೀಸ್ ಅನ್ನು ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಟೀಸ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ವೈ? ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಟೂ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ for the sake of your board examination as well entrance examination, because here nothing else other than reactions. How the amines are going to prepare, on what are all the reactants we are using in order to prepare amines ಅನ್ನೋದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಹೋಗ್ತೀವಿ. ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಪ್ಯೂರ್ಲಿ ಬೇಸ್ಡ್ ಆನ್ ಕೆಮಿಕಲ್ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್. ಅಂಡ್ ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಗೆ ಕೆಮಿಕಲ್ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನು ನೆನಪಿಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದು ಕಷ್ಟ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಬಿಫೋರ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಪ್ರಿಪರೇಷನ್, let me give you a flow chart of all preparations in a single diagram. So that flow charts alla barkodokkana practice ಮಾಡಿ. Definitely the flow charts will help you that what all the reactions comes under preparation of amines ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನ ಒಂದೇ single chart ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕೊಟ್ಟುಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ ಮಕ್ಕಳ. So that let's first draw a flow chart of preparation of amine so that it helps to remember the reactions for a long time. So that ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಏನನ್ನ ಮಾಡಿ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀವಿ, amines ಅನ್ನು ಪ್ರಿಪೇರ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಹೊರಟಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಅವರ್ ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್. ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್? ಇದು ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ ಪೊಸಿಷನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದೆ. ಇದನ್ನ ನಾವೀಗ ಪ್ರಿಪೇರ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಬೈ ಯೂಸಿಂಗ್ ಏನನ್ನ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಬೈ ಯೂಸಿಂಗ್ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಟೆಂಟ್. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಆರೋ ಮಾರ್ಕ್ ಟುವರ್ಡ್ಸ್ ದ ನ್ಯೂಕ್ಲಿಯಸ್ ಹೋಗಿ ಈ ಕಡೆ ಹೋಗಿ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಾವೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೀವಿ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವುದೋ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಅನ್ನ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಏನೋ ಒಂದು ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಕ್ಯಾರಿ ಮಾಡಿ ಅಮೈನ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಪ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೀವಿ. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ದ ಆರೋ ಮಾರ್ಕ್ ಶುಡ್ ಬಿ ಟುವರ್ಡ್ಸ್ ದ ನ್ಯೂಕ್ಲಿಯಸ್. ಹಾಗಾದ್ರೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ ಮಕ್ಕಳ ನಿಮಗೆ? ಪ್ರಿಪರೇಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಅಮೈನ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ. ಎಷ್ಟು ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ? ಎಷ್ಟು ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ? ಅಂಡರ್ ಪ್ರಿಪರೇಷನ್ ಇನ್ ಯುವರ್ ಸಿಲೆಬಸ್ we have to study 6 important reactions. There are number of reactions, but in our syllabus we have to focus on the 6 major reactions from which we are going to extract amines. Preparation of amines by using different reactants. Reactants ಯಾವುದು ಅಂತ ನೋಡೋಣ ಹಾಗಾದ್ರೆ. So amines are going to prepare from nitro compounds. Nitro compounds ಅನ್ನು ತಗೊಂಡು amines ಅನ್ನು ಪ್ರಿಪೇರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಪ್ರಿಪರೇಷನ್ ಆಫ್ amines from nitriles. Nitriles ಅನ್ನು ತಗೊಂಡು amines ಅನ್ನು ಪ್ರಿಪೇರ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. And preparation of amines from amines. Amines ಇಂದ ಕೂಡ ನಾವು amines ಅನ್ನು ಪ್ರಿಪೇರ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. And ammonolysis of alkyl halide. Ammonolysis of alkyl halide. Alkyl halide. Alkyl ಅಂದ್ರೆ R, halide ಅಂದ್ರೆ halogen. So ammonolysis on alkyl halide ಮಾಡೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಕೂಡ ನಮಗೆ ಏನು ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ? amines ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ. And remaining 2 reactions again ನಾನು ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ, ಸ್ಟಾರ್ ಅನ್ನು ಹಾಕ್ತೀನಿ. as I said amines ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ನೇಮ್ಡ್ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಮಕ್ಕಳ? 3 ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಬರ್ತದೆ. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ 2 ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಪ್ರಿಪರೇಷನ್ ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಇದೆ. ಸೊ ನೋಟ್ ದಿಸ್. ಒನ್ ಇಸ್ Gabriel phthalimide synthesis. First reaction is Gabriel phthalimide synthesis. Second one is Hoffman bromamide degradation. Hoffman bromamide degradation reaction. These are the important 6 reactions that we are going to use in order to prepare amines. So amines are prepared from nitro compounds, nitriles and amines through the reaction called reduction. ಈ 3 ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಅನ್ನು ನಾವು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರೋದು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ರಿಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಅನ್ನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ. So when nitro compounds subjected to reduction, we are going to get amines. Nitriles on reduction, amines are obtained. Amines on reduction, amines are going to obtained. And ammonolysis of alkyl halide. Ammonolysis ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು ಮಕ್ಕಳ? ಅಮೋನಿಯಾನ ಆಡ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ಅಥವಾ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದು. Lysis, ammonolysis of alkyl halide. ಯಾವ್ದ್ರ ಜೊತೆ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ? alkyl halide ಜೊತೆಗೆ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ. And these 2 reactions, Gabriel phthalimide synthesis and Hoffman bromamide degradation reaction. ಈ 6 reactions ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು ನೋಡಿದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ನಿಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತೆ. The 4 reactions are general reactions ಮಾಡಿ ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ ಅನ್ನ ಫಾರ್ಮೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ಅನ್ನೋದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನಾವು ಸ್ಟಡಿ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದಿಸ್ ನೇಮ್ಡ್ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ವೆರಿ ಮಚ್